Well, good morning. This is Monday, Memorial Day. We're delighted that you're here with us this morning. The story is told of a very lovely couple. They'd gotten up in age, and they were sitting on the couch, and one night old Lester got up and headed to the kitchen, and his wife said, "Lester, I want you to bring me a cup of ice cream. I want you to bring me some vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup, with strawberry sprinkles, and with a cherry on top. Now write it down so you won't forget it." Oh, Lester said, "I won't forget that." So he goes into the kitchen, and then he comes out. He comes out with some bacon, eggs, and grits. And she said to him, "I knew you should have written it down. I wanted my eggs fried." You see, the world can forget. But I hope that we're not forgetting the significance of this weekend. The significance of this day when we pay special honor and tribute to our fallen soldiers, those persons who gave their lives, those persons who put their lives on the line, and those persons gave up so much that we may have freedom, liberty, and justice. When I was a little boy in high school, I worked at Betzo's department store. And one of my responsibilities every evening was to take the mail to the post office. Now, we had the selective service to come down and take all the senior boys in the gym. I thought we were going to get an education lecture that day, but they took all the guys down in the gym and they told us that we had to be registered with the selective service because we could be called to defend our country one day. So that particular day, we went down and they told us what we needed to do, and I went to work and I saw this picture in a way I had never seen it before. James Montgomery Flagg had been commissioned by the Army to draw this picture of Uncle Sam in his red, white, and blue and all of his glory. And underneath was the caption, "I want you." And that picture was drawn in such an angle that when you approached it, the eyes looked right at you. And that finger would always be pointing at you. And I would try to approach that picture from a different angle so those eyes wouldn't be looking at me, because no, I didn't want to have to go to the armed services. I didn't want to have to be involved in war. Well, I was never called by the selective service to serve my country in that way. But you know, many persons were, and they gave up their lives. They left their families, they left their homeland, that we may be able to have freedom, liberty, and justice. And we thank those persons on this day. Well, there was another group of soldiers who gave their lives for us. The wall behind me is a memorial wall, but it's also a wall of those persons who served valiantly in the ministry and the pastors of this church. They said yes to Jesus Christ when he called them to enter the army of the Lord. They said yes to fight against sin and corruption. They said yes that we may be liberated from the bondage of sin and death. So just as we come to say to our armed service persons, we thank you, and even though that's never enough, we say to these persons upon this wall, we thank you for what you gave to make Anderson what it is today. Let us pray. Eternal God, we thank you for the privilege of realizing and recognizing those who gave their lives for us, and those who have gone on now to the church triumphant. We stop today to just thank you for the families who miss loved ones and who have lost loved ones, and for the young men and the young women who will never walk this earth again to partake of what we take for granted so often. But bless us to bless them as we live out our commitment to you, having said yes. Amen.